Hey y'all, I'm here. It's about to be New Year's and I needed to go live. I have something that I have to say. I'm being led to do a stream. Okay, all right. Let this down. All right. So I am getting ready to do New Year's. I'm gonna go downtown in Dallas, but I had to come here first and say what's being put on my heart to say because it's about to be a whole shift in 2024. All right, let me get me some lip chap and we will get started. Give me a second. All right, so I'm back. I'm being led to come here so that we can have a conversation about 2024. There's about to be a huge mass awakening in 2024. And you don't have no part. I mean, you don't have no choice but to do your part. So I wanted to talk about that. Um, I know that y'all are seeing all these people coming online with their spiritual messages and their um, awakening messages and stuff like that. Um, it's a thing. So everyone has a part to play. And I realized my part a long time ago. I've been driven to get online for years, but it wasn't time yet. And I'm realizing now that, yeah, I wanted to get online so long because I was eventually going to get online. But I wasn't supposed to be online until now. Um, so, what is happening right now is a spiritual shift. I know that everyone is aware of yin and yang, but I'm not sure if you're aware of what yin and yang is about. What is yin and yang for? The yin and yang is good versus evil, the conscious versus the unconscious, the known versus the unknown, the powers that be that are directing us in the wrong direction away from our spiritual selves, and then the spiritual self, the consciousness of everything, right? We always talk about how God is infinite and God is omnipotent. Omnipotent. God is all. God is one, yin and yang, right? And he is, or it is, or we are, I am. That is the truth. But we have not known that the way that we're supposed to know it. We have not been as conscious about our spiritual selves as we are about to be. It's starting to take the world by storm. Social media is talking about it. Everybody is curious about what is going on for us spiritually. And we have been in an extremely bad place as humans in society. But all of that is coming to an end soon. But it starts with our awakening, and the awakening started a long time ago. But 2024, there's going to be so many more people awake than previous years. Thanks to the internet, thanks to social media, we are we are sharing and acknowledging our true selves. So we are God. We are God experiencing Himself through all of our experiences. But that's just one consciousness. That's just one thing. And the more that we talk and the more that we share and the more that we are curious and sharing our curiosities and sharing our discoveries, the more that people will wake up and we will get to heal the world. But we're not going to be able to heal the world until we wake up. We're not going to be able to correct any of the wrongs or fix any of the things that's going on until we wake up. And 2024 is the year of the real mass awakening. I've been realizing that there's a mass awakening for a long time now. I don't know what to do first. I need to do my makeup. But I've been realizing that there was a mass awakening on the way for a long time now. And I have been trying to talk about it and bring awareness to it as I'm supposed to. So I'm here just doing my part. My part is social. My part is making us aware of the ways we are harming each other, things that we could do better. My part is speaking on the injustices and the uncomfortability and the things that make us withdraw and not connect. So we are here in 2023 seeing all of this turmoil going on in the world. We're seeing how things are getting crazy. And to us, it looks like, oh my God, things are going bad. Things are horrible in the world. And it's not. We are exactly where we're supposed to be, doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be right here, right now in 2023, experiencing what we are experiencing. That means all of the famine. That means all of the wars and disagreements and government control and government manipulation. All of that is supposed to be happening right now. Murderers, celebrities in their power with their money and all of that, having a bad influence on the world. All of that is supposed to be happening right now. But it's supposed to. We got to not be scared. We got to just do our part. It's only going to progress from here. I just want to remind everybody that you chose to come here. You chose to be a part of this awakening. You chose to be a part of the world's change. You just don't remember. And you will soon, though. You are going to remember soon why you came here and what you're supposed to do. No one can tell you what your job is. But deep down inside, all you have to do is just look inside of yourself and discover yourself. Just analyze who you are and who you think you are and just try to be that. But you really don't have a choice. We talk about manifestation. Oh, how can I manifest this or how can I manifest that? You cannot manifest anything that is not for you, that does not exist in your realm already. You cannot manifest it. If you are supposed to be rich, it's already there in your cards. All you have to do is continue to live and continue to be, because the world is changing and you will get the information that you need to get soon enough. You will get on the path that you're supposed to be on soon enough. It's not going to be easy to be who you want to be without your conscious awareness that you have a job. And you do. You have a job. I don't know what your job is, but mine is social awakening, social understanding, and how do I say it? Social correction, social accountability, social awareness. So I'm a very sensitive person, and with my sensitivity, that's my superpower. My superpower is my sensitivity. I never rejected my sensitivity, but in your life, you might have rejected some of the things that were happening in your life, some of the things that were changing for you, some of the things that you might have been uncomfortable with. But that was part of the the yin yang process. Is that some of us rejected ourselves and some of us changed and fit in and went with the trend, and then others of us couldn't. Others of us had no choice but to obey our inner God. And that's the key. We don't know our inner God. We don't know our inner selves. We are disconnected from it. But it's always speaking to us. It's always guiding us. It's always telling us the next best thing. But we don't always listen. We don't always acknowledge the voice inside. And the voice inside is you. It's God. You are God. And once you acknowledge that God self inside in that speaking, even now, there's a God self within you that is resonating with what I'm saying. And that God self knows what is next for you. So listen and do it. You can't manifest what you want without listening and doing what your inner God is telling you to do. So that's your next best step. Your next best step is to listen to your inner God. No one can tell you what you're supposed to be doing. No one can put you on your path. The only thing that we can do is encourage you to realize that you are bigger than your human manifestation. You are God living. The Bible in Christianity says that God knew you before you were born. So you chose you. You chose to go through everything you're going through for the betterment of this planet, so that we can eventually reach this heaven on earth that all of us are manifesting and craving. We knew that as humans, it wasn't going to be easy to be our God selves. So we had to choose to go through a journey, a tumultuous journey, a journey full of ups and downs, full of difficulty and confusion, full of pain and anguish, to reach the other side. Without any of this, we would not be where we're going, and we are going to greatness. We are going to heaven. We are manifesting heaven on earth. And I know a lot of y'all see it. A lot of y'all are already on your jobs. And if you're not on your job, now is the time to get on your job. And I don't have to tell you that. It will happen. It will happen. I'm trying to be patient with my God self to say what it is that I need to say. It told me to get online, and it told me to speak. It told me to say what I need to say and what I feel needs to be said. So, yeah, we have to do our next thing. There are a lot of resources out there, and you will be led to these different resources. You don't necessarily need to go search anything up. Anything that you might need to search up is going to be given to you, and you will search it up, and you will understand it, and it will resonate with you. No one told me what to look for. No one told me what questions to ask. No one told me how to wake up. It just happened. I was supposed to wake up when I woke up so that I can be here and be present and do my job. So, with that said, um, with that said, the next step is, hold on. The next step is our social consciousness. So I will be here online talking and sharing and connecting. And if that's what you're supposed to be doing, you will too. I was beating myself up for a while about not getting online yet, and I was just like, yeah, I know you want me to get online, but I don't know how. I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to do. It's so hard to talk about these topics. I don't know how to structure them, and just telling God what difficulties I was having with my position online, and he just listened, but he didn't force it. We have to allow. We can't force ourselves to be something. We have to just be what you are. And I should have did a different thumbnail, but you have to just be, and just being is enough. We need to talk. We need to connect. We need to share. We need to listen. We need to understand. We need to love. We need to give and grow. Advocate. Speak the truth. Say it. Say it. It's given to you to say. It's not given to you to sit on. You're supposed to say the thing that is being urged inside of you to say. And if you don't say it, that potentially gets lost. It won't, because God is not just manifesting for you to say it or do it. Um, there are other people who will do it when you won't. But all of that is a part of the plan. He knew, and you knew, whether or not you would do it. But the challenge is this social consciousness. Your consciousness is not just yours. Everything that you think is being teleported or transmuted or kinesthetically communicated or telepathically communicated to all else. We talk about manifestation. You cannot manifest anything that is not yours. But your intention of manifestation is what manifests it for you. Your intention of manifestation is saying to God that I want to do what it is that you want me to do. And I really think that that's the best way to say, to try to manifest, is to connect with God in a way where you're saying, hey, I want to do what you have me to do. I want to live for you, which is what religions have always been trying to say. But we weren't getting it because those people were not recognizing that they are God. So they couldn't even communicate to you in a way that you could really bond with. They communicated hope. But hope is not the answer. The answer is knowing that you have a gift, knowing that you are powerful, knowing that everything that will be already is, and everything was always was. I have a responsibility socially. My personality won't allow for me to get comfortable with uncomfortable things. My personality won't allow me to tolerate um, things that don't feel good to me. My God self only will allow me to feel good. I could feel bad, but since I chose to come here and have this existence the way that I'm having it, I don't have a choice but to enjoy it. And with me, I chose to enjoy it. I chose to love my life. I chose to wake people up. I chose to be myself. I chose to speak up and be vocal. I chose to be sensitive so that I can hear, so that I can listen. Listen for real. When I'm connecting with people, I'm not just connecting in vain. I'm literally connecting. I'm literally hearing you. I'm literally, um, I'm being what I need to be in the moment for you. It's your job to be what you need to be in the moment for me and every other person that you come in contact with. And I came into that knowledge a long time ago that it's my job to be an advocate for humanity, to be an advocate for change, to be an advocate to the ones on the bottom, the underdog. And humans are the underdog right now because we're not woke. It's not easy. It's not easy because this world has gotten so toxic that it can't be easy. But all of that was a plan. It was never meant to be easy. But it will get easy. We just have to get there. We are so far away of from where we need to be in order to see the change that we want. But yet so close. Yet so close. It's right around the corner. I need to start a conversation. If you're watching, can you get in the comments and tell me, who do you think you are? Do you know that you are bigger than your experiences? And if you know, how did you find out? God gives me that the only way we can find out is through curiosity and through a hunger and thirst for God, the real God. We were given a concept of God, and the ones who gave it to us knew. They knew that they had to capitalize off of a certain time in order to live a life the way they wanted to. And they did. And now that time is over. That time is over. That was necessary. We needed that. Now we can see it. Now we can identify it and choose different. My camera. Closer. Now you can choose different. I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for the messages to come so that I can give them. God told me to turn my camera on to get ready, to go live, to get ready so that I can say what it needs to be said before 2024. God, what would you have me to say? What would you have me to say? Everything is everything. You are everything. You're isolated in the vessel. You chose to be isolated in the vessel. You knew you were going to be isolated in the vessel. And you knew that you were not going to know the truth until the time came. You knew that we were going to have to go through so much before we get to where we're going. You knew. You incarnated for this. You didn't have to, too. Did you know that? You probably didn't. You did not have to incarnate. You wanted to. You wanted to be a part of it. God is infinite. And we are only separate through flesh. Just like the cat is only separate through flesh and the dog is only separate through flesh. They are God too. Your pet is God. Your pet is supposed to be in your life. If your pet passed away, it was supposed to pass away and it was supposed to give you what it gave you. You were supposed to experience whatever that was. And the experiencing it was not to hurt you and cause you pain, even though it did. It's to teach. Every experience is a lesson. Every experience. And we know that, but we don't really know that for real. Your God self knows everything. That's why we know, and everybody knows, that we are so powerful. We never knew how we know, but it's starting to be more and more evident. At first, it was just a knowing, but now it's an understanding. Now it's an acceptance of it. Yeah, I do my makeup so simple. Now it's an acceptance of it. You accept, you will, if you don't already, you will accept who you really are. And that acceptance is the manifestation. Once you accept, you will get everything that you want in this life. And not because you want it now, but because you wanted it before you got here. I needed to reposition my light so I can see. You wanted it before you got here. Let me see. Turn it down some. And 2024 is going to be the year of action. Action in the spiritual realm. Because it is spiritual warfare. But it's not the way that we may think. Like the devil and good versus evil. Even though you could say that if you wanted to. But it's consciousness versus unconsciousness. The only thing that makes it evil is unconsciousness. But once we become conscious, it's not evil no more. Once we become conscious, it's just life. Let me wipe this off my lips. I need to do my lips. I don't know. I'm going to do my eyes first. There are people with spiritual gifts that we don't know about. I'm aware of my spiritual gifts. I have the power to change the energy of a whole room. I have the power to wake people up. I have the power to wake your God self up and allow your God self to come forward. I'm interacting with people all day. I'm interacting with people on the daily. But mostly I interact with their God selves. And I recently had an incident that I posted, which was me with a Karen. Some people agree with my post, and some people don't agree with my post. But the yin yang is out of balance. Eventually, it will get in balance. But it was really good. The out of balance was leaning more toward the consciousness than the unconsciousness, and I really was like amazed to see that there were so many conscious people who could see my intention in my post. My intention was to correct the lady. My intention was to own my power and to not allow negativity to affect me, but also to not allow the lady to feel that she had the power to affect my life in that way, in the negative way. We should only want to affect someone's life in a positive way, but that's not always what's happening. We should only want to uplift each other. We should only want to make the world a better place. And deep down, that's what everyone wants. They just don't know the possibilities. So without knowing the possibilities, you cannot have any effect on the world. You can have an effect on the world, but when you know the possibilities, the effect is so much more meaningful. The possibilities is for your every interaction to be what is necessary for the moment. Your every interaction to be elevation. Your every interaction is to be growth and love. That's a possibility. We're just not there yet. But through this social consciousness of 2024, we will start to get there. Consciousness does not change you. Consciousness does not automatically make you a different person. Consciousness is the necessary tool for change. We can't change without the consciousness. We can, but the change is not going to have a social impact, a deeper impact. Because once we're consciousness, once we're conscious, we share more, so that someone can really get something from our experience, or what it is that we're trying to say, or what it is that we're sharing. Otherwise, we may be sharing in our frustration. We may be sharing in our negativity, or sharing in our disorientation or our trauma. And that's not a choice. People are not evil. We are not evil people. There is no such thing as an evil person. Even the powers that be, the ones who are making the policies that affect us so negatively, they've only done so through their unconsciousness. They've only done so through their unconsciousness. And they will fight consciousness because it's scary to them. For things to not go the way they want to, it's scary for them. For them to not be in control and be manipulative, that's scary to them. But that doesn't mean that they are the devil. That doesn't mean that they are the definition of evil. That's scared. Fear is why we are here. Fear is what makes all of the negativity possible. Fear is why our consciousness was kept from us. Because believe me, the powers that be knew about our consciousness. A lot of the powers that be knew about our consciousness. Because we are not the first ones to start waking up. People have been woke for centuries, but that wokeness did not allow people to be in control, and that is fear. Fear. Control is fear, because you think that you need to control in order to get what you want in life. But there's no reason to fear. There's no reason to fear. Everything that is supposed to be. And everything that's supposed to be, it is. Time is just a social construct. You are living right here, right now, because of your unconsciousness. But thanks to technology, us putting our knowledge into computers, this is going to open up the possibilities for us. AI, robots, mass artificial intelligence. Mass artificial intelligence is the future, because the mass artificial intelligence will give your God self space and room to manifest itself and to enjoy itself. You only want to enjoy yourself. You only want to enjoy yourself. God only wants to enjoy itself. Volcanoes erupting is not violent. Volcanoes are not violently erupting. It's God. Tornadoes are not violently happening. It's God. The food chain, animals hunting, and animals being hunted. It's God on both sides. So I can't be mad at at the animal for being hungry. I can't be mad at the animal for being hungry. And I can't be mad at an animal for not wanting to be eaten. We say cycle of life, but we don't get it. Everything is a circle. Everything is cyclical. Life happens in cycles. You were a baby. First, you were consciousness. And then consciousness manifested as an embryo that grew to an infant, that grew to an adult, that grew into an old person, that went back to consciousness, and then it cycled. It just keeps cycling. If we look at evolution and we look at everything that's happened in the world, it's a cycle. If we look at civilizations that have crumbled, it's all been cycles. The cell. Me and my daughter and my son had a psychedelic experience not too long ago, and we were able to be ourselves, stripped down from all the traumas, stripped down from all of our limitations. And we knew that we were so powerful. We were so powerful that it was scary to talk. We didn't want to say anything that would cause a negative chain reaction. We didn't want to say anything that will hurt each other. We didn't want to say anything that would change how things were supposed to be. That's how powerful we knew we were. Now imagine that. Imagine that. Feeling like there's no limitation. Feeling like if you just continue to be in your God self, that you could fly. So then you have Jesus walking on water. You have Jesus raising people from the dead. You have Jesus healing people. He was pure consciousness. He was pure spirit. He was so sure of his God self that he was able to do that. That's Christianity. But I'm not a Christian. I think that all things happened to teach us who God was, and that we don't have to cling on to any of it. But we need to use it all as a tool. This is just the beginning. Your offspring, the generations coming out of after you, are going to be able to perform things that you would call magic, or are going to have things that you would call superpowers. But you have it too. You're just so separate from it because of not knowing about it that you can't access it. But they will be able to access it because they will know about it. How do we get there? How do we get more conscious? I say the first thing is to get curious. Get real curious. Start asking very specific questions. Ask questions that you don't even think can be answered. Ask the impossible question. Meditate. Take yourself out of the world. The world is a distraction for your waking self. Meditation is you observing your God self and its experience. And once you get past observing the experiences, you can just observe what is. We, as people who meditate and try to introduce people to meditation, we try to get people to jump past their mind reviewing themselves, the thinking. But the thinking is the first step to knowing who you are. You have to be in your thinking first. Don't stop the thoughts. Pay attention to them. Know yourself. The thoughts are showing you who you are. Every thought that you've ever had has been trying to help you grow. And in the meditation, even sitting in a quiet room is meditation. But in meditation, your your God self is bringing you toward healing. After you get through watching this video, turn your phone off and sit there quietly. Don't say anything. Don't call it meditation. Just sit there and allow your brain to do what it does. Allow those thoughts to come. Allow those ideas to come. Allow your God self to speak to you. You have to turn off the distractions. You have to turn off the TV, turn off the radio, turn off the your phone. You have to turn off your entertainment so that you can be with yourself. Go outside. Go outside. Look, listen, feel. We know how to identify our feeling of hurt. We know how to identify our feeling of betrayal. We know how to identify our feeling of loneliness. But we don't know how to identify our feeling of intuition, guidance. We don't know how to identify our feeling of spirituality, of knowing. You got to disconnect first. You cannot know without disconnecting. You have to turn your phone off. If you don't turn your phone off, then you're just going to be bombarded with things you don't need. And you need yourself. You need yourself. I can't heal you. But what I can do is show you myself. And through showing you myself, through showing you myself, we are seeing acceptance. Acceptance for who I am. Acceptance for who God is. And acceptance for what God is trying to do. This video is just to introduce us to this coming and what's possible. And it's all in you. It's all in you. I don't have to tell you anything. But the fact that I'm here and the fact that all these other spiritual people are here is just guidance. It's just the leading. It's just the pulling. We are getting to God. We are getting to God no matter what. And you are who you think you are. Maybe you don't even know who you think you are yet. But you are God. And you have a job. My job is social. My job is living out loud. My job is being present. My job is saying the thing. My job is being flawed. My job is being human, aware of my spiritual self, and allowing my spiritual self to surpass my human, and to take accountability for where I am and where we are and where we are going. It all exists. It all exists. You are God. If God is infinite, then how are you separate from it? If God is the omnipotent, how are you separate from that? So now it's just time to realize that you aren't separate from it. And it is not separate from you. All right. That's all I can come up with to say on this day, New Year's Eve, the day before 2024. It's going to be a mass awakening, and it's going to come through us connecting. We are going to connect. We are a connected consciousness. Everything that I've thought of, you've already thought of. Everything that I've thought of, somebody else has already thought of. Everything that I'm saying, someone else has already thought of. Because we're not separate. We just think we're separate. We're living separate. I'm in my house, in my room, saying what I'm saying right now. And you are where you are in your house or wherever you are looking, but you are not separate from me. The only thing that makes you think that you're separate is because you are somewhere else. But the consciousness is one. And all you got to do is just look at some of these spiritual people, these woke people, these people who are talking and sharing, and listen to what we're saying. We all saying the same thing. Why would we be saying the same thing if we are not one? There is no difference to know. There's no other thing to know. The only thing that you need to know is that you are bigger than who you think you are. And you came here for a reason. And that reason is, all you got to do is just be here, be now. Listen, look, talk, understand, ask questions. Let me request something for you guys for 2024. Ask questions. Everything that is going on around you, question it. Question it to yourself. Question it to the person that you're talking to. Someone says something to you. Question that. Understand it. Don't question it to challenge it. Question it to understand it. Question it to go deeper. I don't think there's a such thing as overthinking. I think that we just need to think it through. Once you ask that last question, that's it. That's all you needed to know. Once you ask that last question, the questions will stop. And that's why I don't believe in overthinking. Because I've always questioned everything, and I've just asked the next question. One question led to another question that led to another question that led to a conclusion and an understanding and a knowing. And I know that I'm God, and I know that you are God. Now it's time for you to find out that you're God so that we can have this social consciousness and we can change the world. There's something big coming, and it will blow your mind. It's going to blow all of our minds. But we're going to be okay. There's no reason to fear. All right. I love y'all. Can you like, share, and subscribe to the channel? Like the video, share the video, and let's just help wake each other up. I don't know that I said everything that I needed to say the way I needed to say it. I don't know that it was clear, but I tried. And I hope that it reaches somebody, and I hope that it helps somebody, because any one person is one more person. So, yeah. Anyways, bye y'all. Love. Happy New Year.